So we can use this skill set rubric that we started, or if you want to use the larger worksheet.
I like the larger one a lot better.
Just so we have more room to write on. I thought that might help both of our learning styles, actually.
I think that will work much better for...
Okay, so let's start with greet the family and parents. Family or parents. So what would that look like if you did that, perfectly, completely as met?
Okay, so like when I was seeing them walk down the hall or something, I would stand up and greet them at the door.
Okay.
So I guess making sure too that the door's open, but that would be the same thing. If the door's closed, I'll be opening the door. Or it'll be open and I'll stand up and greet them.
Okay, would you verbally say something at the door?
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm making that assumption again.
Okay.
Greeting is a verbal. Yeah, I would like verbally, make a verbal greeting. Hello, good to see you.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of general.
Okay, and then after that?
Okay, hello, verbal greeting. Okay, so then I would show them to where we'll be meeting, which would be in my classroom. So I'll show them to a adult-sized chair.
Okay.
So they can sit in a big people place.
Okay.
Show them, guide them. I don't know. Using the word guide sounds kind of funny.
No, that's fine.
Assure them.
Yeah, show them.
I just think of what I have to do to guide a child down the hall to the bathroom,
Right.
and thinking I probably wouldn't do that with a parent. No, walking.
Yeah.
That little touch.
So yeah, I think of it as showing them to their chair, showing them to their seat. Sounds more like when you're helping somebody find their seat at the theater, showing them to their seat. Showing.
Yeah, or like the hostess.
Right.
At the restaurant or
Okay.
something.
Anything else?
Yes, I would want to thank them for being there.
Okay.
Do a thank you, acknowledging the time they're taking out of their day.
Okay. So, for a partially met, what would that look like?
For a partially met, being there. Definitely a hello verbal greeting. I think if you just do the hello verbal greeting, then that's still a greeting. It's just not kind of kicking it up a notch.
Okay.
So I think a partial would be only saying that verbal greeting.
Okay.
Just like hey, nice to see you guys today. Or I could see doing a thank you. Could be that too.
So maybe one or the other could be partial.
Yeah, because if you say a thank you in the right tone of voice, it sounds like a greeting. Like, thank you so much for being here today, guys. Go ahead and come on in and have a seat.
Okay.
That kind of
sounds
like that. So
that's
that'll work. 2
of those 3 steps for being met. That makes sense. It's partially met because you didn't do all 3. Okay, so then the unmet.
Yeah, that. If you're not giving them a thank you, if you're not giving them a hello, one of those has to be present. So if one of those isn't present, then I would say it was unmet. Okay. So if you were to just show them to your chair, because that's on there.
Okay.
And the other thing I think of is a friendly voice, and I don't know how you can quantify friendly voice, but if an unfriendly voice, I would definitely say that would be an unmet too. I don't know how you can measure that, but
okay, let's see. And maybe
warmth of
that
voice.
And that might be another skill. That could be another skill in this list.
Well, I definitely just think of that as that greeting thing, especially that greeting, because boy, that's setting the stage. I'd be like, hey, thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and sit down. It's like everything in your voice is saying, let's get this over with.
So, maybe it could be a friendly tone of voice.
Yeah, and I don't think that needs to be, well, I don't know, maybe, I see that as something that'll be more of an indicator of an unmet. If, you know, you're watching someone and you just get this very, ooh, that tone just kind of did not sit well with me,
Right.
then that would be an unmet. And it might just be an
Met.
unmet in the sense of, you know, I just wanted to mention that didn't really sound like a really friendly tone of voice. And,
Okay. And you know,
how
I
did you
forgot
feel
to.
when you did that or something, you know?
Right.
So then in a debrief, then you can find out, is it one of those people who just talks really loud, who doesn't have the you know, that same, you know, that kind of space that everybody has, and then every once in a while you'll have someone who doesn't have that same sense of space, and they're like really in your face, and they don't realize it. That maybe that could be, you know, noticed in the unmet. So I don't necessarily think it needs to be written into met or partially met, but definitely if it's something that just rubbed you the wrong way in the unmet.
Okay, what about this? What about this? We don't have to have a partially met on this. It's either met or it's unmet. So either it was a friendly voice.
Oh, I would just put it
voice.
as a second one for unmet here. So it would be, the welcoming would be unmet if you only showed them their chair, or it would be unmet if it was an unfriendly tone.
Okay. Then how do we include it as being met? Because it would need to be a friendly tone in the met
Okay,
piece
well,
too.
we
Does
can
that
do
make
that then.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that could be,
Let's put that as a number 4, a friendly tone.
Use friendly tone. Another thing to consider is you may find that you don't want to just use a friendly tone in the greeting, but throughout the whole thing. And so one thing I didn't explain is that some of these are not going to be necessarily be in order. It's just, did you see it happen?
Well, you know, the reason why I was putting it there is because I'm seeing that might be really hard to say it was a met or an unmet when you start talking about a serious subject.
Okay.
You know, what's really hard for you? Oh, yeah, you know, I see that that's hard. And my voice and my face and everything is not like really open and friendly. So it's like, well, do I say that that's friendly or not, you know?
Okay.
So I guess I'm seeing it being very natural in that greeting.
Okay, so let's leave it there. So all those would have to be met or that would all have to happen to be met. And then the partially met and unmet, they stay the same. You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I like that. The other thing I was just thinking, like the only shown the chair, or if there's no verbal welcome or thank you, which I think that might be kind of insinuated. But I was just thinking, you know, you could say, oh gosh, man, guys, I've had such a crazy day. Come on in and sit down. Wow, it's been so busy. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. You know, I said lots of things.
Right.
But I didn't ever say welcome. I didn't ever say thank you. I didn't ever say hi. So the lack of a verbal welcome or thank you too would be that unmet indicator. I think I do that with my friends and family a lot. You kind of forget the hey, like, oh my gosh, I have had the day from you know what. That's the first thing they hear.
So typically in the rubric, it's taking what is met, and then partially met is taking something out or taking several out, and unmet would be, you know, just the bare bones or not doing it at all.
Okay.
So that's typically how that works.
Okay.
But you don't always have to have a partially met, depending on what the skill is. It sometimes it's just either done or it's not done.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's no partial to it. Okay. So number 2. So number 2, ask permission to interview, and so
Explanation first, actually. I want to give a brief explanation before
Oh, so you want to switch 2 and 3?
before I'm asking them. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what I'm doing, and then now, kind of with that understanding, do you want to? Is it okay if I ask you a couple questions now that you know why?
Okay, that makes sense. That flows. So brief explanation of using the interview. And then, do you want to just put asking permission within that? Just make that one instead of 2 separate?
Sure.
Okay. And do you want to keep, and how it can support the relationship between parents and teacher? So brief explanation.
Yes, I think that'll be part of the explanation. So I'm thinking that in my explanation that I'm going to need I'm trying to think really quick if I want to do. What's your why? I'm thinking what makes sense first. What I'm doing. What? So ask 4 to 5 questions.
Okay, now that part we've already got in the learning objective.
Yes, I'm just breaking that down for me.
Okay.
The me, the what is asking 4 to 5 questions about child and family.
Oh, okay. So that leads me to my next question is, how could we come up with a little script? Just a 3 to 4 sentence script in there.
And do we want to do that now on here? Okay. Okay. Let me.
So brief explanation of using the interview and how it can support the relationship between parents by using following script. And asking if they are still comfortable with the interview.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of think out loud a little bit as
Sure.
I write, and then and do some erasing and.
Sure.
So excuse me a few minutes while I'll talk aloud to myself so you can hear my thinking.
Sounds
what
good.
I'm doing. I'm wanting to learn more about how to. No, I don't want to say I'm wanting to learn. I am learning. I am learning about how to